Idaho Sports Talk with Prater in the Ballgame. So many ways to listen on 95.3 FM, 1350 AM, and always streaming on the new and improved KTIK app.
Yes, there is some highlights of this Kendall campaign going on, and the gentleman who directed this campaign, these commercials, he's a local guy. He was with 116 in West, and look them up. He's Kelly Canop. He's with us right now on Idaho Sports Talk and kept talking. Kelly, I heard you're a decent-sized fan of the show, man. Thanks. Welcome.
I am. I've always wanted to say long-time listener, first-time caller, so thanks for the opportunity.
I love it. Kelly, we love these commercials. You know how me and Prater get down with this show. Anything that's sports-related and fun, we love talking about it, and certainly sports commercials. It's a huge part of the fabric of being a sports fan now, watching games at home on television and seeing some of these stars, rep or pitch or speak for products. And, how'd you get involved into this particular project with Kendall Ford?
Kendall's been a client of ours for a very long time. From the beginning, they had a relationship with Kellen, which if you look up some of his first Kendall spots, it's pretty funny. He's come a long way as far as being in front of the camera. So they've been working with him, and then they've just kind of been continuing to surround themselves with athletes that sort of embody the ways that they run a business, good people that work really hard to do the right things. And now we're up to, it's Kellen Moore, Leighton, Vander, Esch, Justin Herbert, and Danae Reeder, who was a former Seahawks cheerleader.
Okay.
We're talking to Kelly Canop, a local artist, a local graphic designer, and a local television director, putting together these Kendall car commercials with Kellen Moore, Leighton Vander Esch, and Justin Herbert. We know that this is the Kendall Auto Group is a regional network. It's a regional group. They're based out of Oregon, and we know Justin Herbert's ties to Oregon. But how did Justin get involved with these commercials? I know he's done work with Kendall in the past. So I guess the more specific question is, how did we get these three guys together?
Kendall did start in Eugene, Oregon. If you know anything about Justin Herbert, he is a Eugene boy. So they had the idea of seeing, what's the possibility of us getting Justin Herbert on the team. We reached out and helped him broker that deal, and he's in. I don't know if you saw last year, we had him acting in what we called armchair quarterback, where he was giving really obvious advice to people doing very normal things.
Yeah,
that's funny, man.
But the big task with this one was, now that we have all these athletes sort of on the roster, is how do we do a commercial involving all of them? And that's where the Spokesmaster sort of academy or universe was sprung from.
Kelly Canop, television director, Kendall Auto Group television commercials. When did you film this? At how many days? And kind of take us behind the scenes. How did these guys interact? Was there some trash talking? Was there a lot of bro hugs? Was there a lot of just lazy ass behavior from underachieving human beings? What was it like behind the scenes working with these guys?
Oh man, it was awesome. We shot them locally here in Boise. We worked with a partner, North by Northwest. They have a studio out by the mall. So we actually built all these sets out. When you see the commercials, it feels like we're in different buildings or different areas, but it was a really tight set. So we had 2 days to shoot all of this stuff. And as you can imagine, these guys all have super busy schedules. So we didn't have any room for COVID or weather or canceled flights. So this really was everyone crossing their fingers that everyone landed in Boise in time and that we got this stuff done. So we filmed really, really rigorous days for 2 days where we essentially set up a bunch of skits and put these guys in scenarios with not a lot of sort of context, and just saw how they would react. So a lot of the stuff you're seeing in these is kind of just how these guys would normally act in that situation. There wasn't too much trash talk, unfortunately. I think these guys are all gentlemen and they're professionals. There was a couple funny things. We had written a line for Justin that basically said, Kellen is like a father to me, a very, very disappointed father.
Yeah.
And his agent won't let us have him say that. We don't know why, but then we just gave it to Leighton. So he did it. So
agents, man. Kelly.
These guys are. Go ahead.
Just say Kelly Canop with us, the director of these Kendall commercials, very popular throughout the Valley. And we understand you guys had so much footage, Kelly, that we're going to get a whole series of these suckers. They're not going anywhere. It's not going to be one of those campaigns where you say, oh, man, I love this commercial, but I've seen it for 687 times over the last 3 weeks. I'm kind of done with it. That's not the plan with these Kendall commercials, huh, Kelly?
That is not the plan. The hardest part about this is knowing the footage that we have and the insane stuff that we got these guys to do on camera, but like holding back. So what we've released so far is sort of just like for some context and some setup, but we have these guys doing some pretty crazy stuff on camera.
Kelly Canop, local television director. You mentioned earlier in this interview, you kind of alluded to it, so I need you to explain. It sounds like you think that Kellen Moore has gotten to be a hell of a lot better actor than he was a few years ago. So kind of explain his evolvement as a Hollywood movie star.
Yeah, man, he's got some chops now. Funny story about Kellen. I know you guys have hung out with him before. You can't get any more mellow or chill than Kellen. And we had some scenes where he was throwing his headset and kicking a car and yelling some obscenities. We had to take that shot about 9 or 10 times because to get Kellen to act super upset was a stretch for him. So we have this like prop headset like he'd be wearing on the sidelines, and he had like a battery pack. And every time we did this scene, he would throw this headset on the ground. And then it was Leighton and Justin that would pick up the pieces and sort of put it back together so we could put it back on his head. But getting Kellen to be upset, I mean, I've obviously never seen him in a locker room, but in person, he's hard to make upset.
That's a lot of fun. I mean, that's so much fun. We can't wait to get these suckers out and keep watching these. Who would you say is the most talented actor of the three? You have Kellen, Leighton, Vander, Esch, and Justin Herbert. And let's say Martin Scorsese calls you tonight, Kelly, and says, I love this campaign. One of these guys I want in my next movie. Who's got the best acting ability? What would you tell Scorsese?
Leighton Vander Esch.
Oh, he's the natural.
This was a surprise to all of us. We had used him before in some spots where he didn't have a lot of lines because, as you guys know, I'm going to say this in air quotes, is professional athletes make the best actors. We usually make these commercials with this sort of like, if they can't act, how do we do this without them delivering lines? Leighton, if you watch these and when he's in the background or when he's actually on camera, his facial expressions and his ad-libbing was awesome. I mean, he could be the next John Cena.
Wow. Okay.
Kelly, what's the plan moving forward, Kelly, in terms of, are we going to see these commercials throughout the entire NFL season? Will they mostly be on NFL broadcast, football broadcast? Are they scattered out all the way? What's the strategy moving forward with this campaign?
Well, primarily revolving around football for the audience, but we took inspiration from the Heisman House, Hard Knocks, but then also The Bachelor. Just sort of how nutty that reality TV can get. So when you see the high drama and the cliffhangers and Justin throws a fit in one of these coming up and he's, pushing cameras over and slamming doors. So we have them we sprinkled them through The Bachelorette, which got some pretty high ratings. But yeah, it's football. Anywhere you're going to see some really crazy sort of reality TV is where they're kind of sprinkled throughout. But we have, for the whole football season for sure, and then we have enough footage that we think we can string them out for at least 2 years.
Oh, wow.
With some plans on adding some characters. And this is just now public information, but we've inked a deal with Sabrina Ionescu from the New York Liberty.
Yep. Yeah.
So we don't know yet if she's going to be infused into the Spokesmasters universe, but it's definitely something that we're working through right now.
You're going to have Kellen Moore as the boss of all these athletes on the lot at Kendall and just all the stuff that comes with it through. And I'm sure Kendall's going to get a spike. I mean, I really do. I mean, we're in the advertising industry just like you are, Kelly. And we know when you get a home run with a commercial, a mega hit, that company certainly enjoys the fruits of that labor of entertainment. No question, man. This is fun, man. Yeah, go for it, bud.
I have to give it to Kendall. There's not too many clients out there that will let us just kind of go a little bit wild on a concept and let it see it through. But Kendall's one of those places that they're confident enough in their service and kind of their brand that they'll let us have some fun and really make some cool brand affinity.
Kelly, this has been a fun interview. This is cool, man. Today you're with 116 and West.
For a couple of days, you were in charge of 3 NFL pro football millionaires. And was there any kind of an intimidation factor, or just the second you walked on the set, it was just kind of like family fun? Oh,
man. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't slightly intimidated, especially the first day. I'm 6'2" and about 240 pounds. And watching these guys on TV, you don't really get a good sense on how big they are. I was looking up to Justin. Leighton's a huge dude. I always thought Kellen was a smaller guy, to be honest with you, but we're about the same. So that was surprising, just the sheer scale of these dudes. But after the first day, honestly, all these guys are so chill, and we're just happy to be there and happy to play and have fun. It was awesome
to talk about. We'll stay in touch and appreciate you being a fan of the show. It was fun talking to you today, man.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.